Hey guys, so I wanted to make this video real quick about a question that I get asked a lot. And again, excuse my voice, I'm sick, I'm not feeling well. But I thought I would answer this question. So the question is, what's the difference between a psychic and a medium? And the difference is, a psychic, they're very different. Psychic and a medium is very different. But a psychic is somebody who reads your aura, your energy, somebody who picks up on that. Also somebody who can pick up on somebody else's energy. If you go to them and you ask them a question about somebody else, and they tell the future, present, and past, which you guys know how I feel about fortune telling and telling the future. It's not right. Like, you can, give, like, okay, this should be happening, blah blah blah, stuff like that, but never put a time on a date. You know how I said that in my last video. But anyways, that's pretty much what they do. And a medium is a psychic and a medium. A medium has the psychic abilities as well, but a medium also has the ability to talk to dead people, to connect with people who have passed. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people go into psychic readings expecting to get a mediumship reading. Also, another thing is, a lot of people don't know that a lot of mediums don't like to do psychic readings. They just stick to mediumship readings, because psychic readings, for me personally, they're easy. Like, they're very easy, and sometimes it's just not what you like to do. But I do both in my readings. Like, if I give a reading, I will give them a psychic reading first to get the client, comfortable, to get me comfortable, to relax, and then to get the other side comfortable. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but on the other side, they talk really fast, and if there's multiple spirits coming through, you need to rely on your spirit family. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but everybody has a spirit family. But as a medium, like, we really count on them because they really help us on the other side. And they have to get in line, they have to get in order, because you don't want it all over the place. If you guys notice that, if you ever got a reading from a medium, or if you ever got a reading from a medium, or if you ever saw a reading on TV, you will see the psychic pause or maybe turn their head to listen out of one ear. It's because they talk really fast, and we're trying to figure out, and we're communicating telepathically with them. So that's why I like to do a psychic reading first, because I like to get everything in order and make it comfortable for both sides, like for me and my client, as well as spirit. So those are the difference between a psychic and a medium. Now, some psychics might offer mediumship, but a lot of them don't like to. And also, you have to, when you go get a reading, you have to ask them questions. If they do it, if they offer mediumship, or ask the medium if they offer psychic readings, because you don't want to go in there with high expectations, and then you get there, you pay your money, and then in the middle of the reading you're like, well, can I get some psychic information? Or you ask them a question about your life, a life path, which that's what I like to call it, a life path reading. I don't really like the word psychic, so I prefer to say life path reading. And so you want to ask them questions on what they offer. Also, with psychics, they can use different tools. Everybody's different. Not everybody needs tools. So they could use tarot cards. They can use, I believe it's called a pendulum, or I don't know if I'm saying it right, but basically it's either like a necklace or something tied to a string, or some sort of thing like that, and they have something on the bottom, and it goes back and forth, and you ask it questions, and it swings the way. If you say, am I pregnant? Yes, it will go one way, however they decide to use it. Or there's oracle cards, or there's angel cards. And now this scares me, and I don't believe in this at all whatsoever. I don't advise this, and I don't advise anybody to go to anybody who uses this, but Ouija board, people use those and they're okay with them, but for me that's like really scary and I don't like it, and I wouldn't suggest your first reading be with the Ouija board. But people do readings from it. It's not uncommon, but it's just really scary to me. I would never indulge in that. So just know the difference between the two, because you don't want to get disappointed. You don't want to waste their money. And again, like I always say, don't be afraid to ask questions, because at the end of the day, it's your money, and you're paying for it, and a reading is supposed to be really personal, especially like a mediumship reading. It's very emotional. Even a life path reading, some people are lost and they need help with guidance, and that's very important to them. So always ask questions. And another thing, ask them how much experience they have, because if somebody is doing it for a hobby, maybe it's not going to be the quality reading that you need or that you want. Also, like I said before, go look for feedback. If they have a Facebook, go on their Facebook, check that out. If they have a website, check that out. Now, it is very common for psychics or mediums not to have a website, because sometimes it takes a while, or some are just old school and they just don't want a website or something like that. But that doesn't mean that they're not credible, because I didn't have a website for a long time and I still got clients and people still trusted me and I still gave good readings. So you just have to look for feedback and see what other clients are saying about them. And again, always go with your gut and let them know what you're wanting. You know, let the psychic know, hey, if you want a mediumship reading, hey, I want a mediumship reading. Because if she's a psychic or he, they're not going to be able to give you that. Or if you go to a medium and she doesn't give psychic readings, you're not going to be able to give that. You can't force that out of somebody who doesn't practice that. So always just ask questions about that, and ask them how they do things and what tools they use and stuff like that. Just like I said before, be careful. Go with your gut feeling. If you're not feeling it, then leave, and you have every right to leave. Also, another thing is, when you're in a reading and you keep asking questions, give the reader, okay, like, don't ask questions like obvious questions. Ask them questions, like if you're with a psychic, ask them a question that is just a straight question. Don't ask them a question and then tell them a story. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, my brain just froze. But ask them a question, a straight question. Don't go in with a story, because that's when the cold reading starts, like I said before, and that's not okay. Like, just straight up question, and that's that. And then they're supposed to figure it out. And also with the medium reading, you know, don't tell them everything. You're not supposed to tell them nothing. But I know a lot of people, like, they pry and they're like this and this, and then you end up saying stuff because you're so into it and stuff like that. So remember, in a reading, just be quiet and say yes or no, or just, you know, cry or say, yeah, that's right. And then at the end, you guys can discuss, you know, whatever it is that you guys need to talk about. But again, don't give them so much feedback. Ask questions and know who you're going to. Oh, and another thing I want to tell you guys is about, like, cards and stuff. Like, you don't always be scared of those, because they're not always bad. Like, it's the person who has the intention that's reading them. That's why I say research your reader, because you could get a reader who does tarot cards and then a death card comes and they're like, oh, I see death in your future, but if you come back to me, you know, and pay me more, I could fix that, or something like that. Knowing that that's not what it means. Sometimes death just means death of a situation, a new beginning. Like, most of the time, that's what it means. It doesn't always mean that. So don't be scared of cards like that. And if you don't want cards, like, don't go to that person. If you just want, like, a natural psychic, or a natural, well, mediums, you know. Okay, this is another thing I want to bring up, because I've seen this lately and I don't agree with this, and, like, people might get mad at me for saying this. And okay, cards doing mediumship, I don't understand that. I don't get it. And if somebody could explain it, please let me know, because I really don't understand that. Because how can a card give you mediumship or give you a mediumship reading? But I could be wrong. I don't know everything about that. But for me personally, this doesn't feel right with me. So if anybody knows, let me know. But, you know, be careful about things like that, because a mediumship is supposed to come from your, if you're a mental medium, it's supposed to come from, you know, your third eye. It's supposed to come telepathically. However, if you're a clairvoyant, if you physically see the medium, if you're a trance medium, if it's something like that, it's not something for a card to tell you. So be careful like that. And if you don't feel comfortable with tarot cards, maybe there's somebody who does oracle cards, which are very light, angelic cards. And when I first started, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, and I used those for maybe like a month or two, and those were fine. They worked fine with me. I felt safe with them, and they were very accurate. So again, know what you're getting into, know what you want in a reading, and know what the psychic or medium uses, and don't have any expectations. And always remember that when you go get a mediumship reading, you can't get mad at the medium if the person that you want doesn't come through, because it's not up to them, it's up to spirit. And you just have to go in positive, and, you know, always protect yourself before you go in. Pray and make sure that the medium or the psychic has excuse me, has good intentions. And again, just research them and follow your heart. That's one thing about getting a reading. You kind of have to follow your gut with it. You can't trust everybody. Unfortunately, that's really messed up, because this is a business where we're supposed to be helping people and, you know, helping people move on and get closure. And it's really serious, you know. Any reading is very serious, whether it's a mediumship or a life path reading, because people are coming for answers. They're coming for, you know, that's the last resort, and they want to know answers. They want to get validation. So again, that's the difference between a psychic and a medium. A psychic is a psychic. A medium is a medium. And a medium is a psychic. So that might sound confusing, but I just want to make this video to let you guys know that, because I do get a lot of questions about that. And if you guys have any more questions, please let me know. Contact me, comment, or whatever. And I hope I described it well enough to you. And I'm sorry, I'm so sick. It might sound a little drowsy, but I just had to make this video. And please give my video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, blessed day. Alright guys, bye.